Hello everyone, I'm Sharon from Entelechy Visions, and this is an energy update for the week of June 10th through June 16th. So what do we have happening this week? We are actually exiting a week after the Gemini new moon, which was quite a powerful shift point. It opened up the gateway or the cycle of the eclipse season, which is going to be occurring next month in July. We have our first eclipse on July 2nd. And eclipses bring about a lot of shifts in our lives. They're kind of like the cosmic wild cards. So expecting the unexpected in our lives with eclipses. And it doesn't have to be all bad changes. They can be shifts that are benevolent, things that are welcoming for our path, that are needed for us. However, we have a potent compacted summer this year with the eclipses falling in the middle of the summer in the month of July. So the new moon of Gemini kind of kick-started this whole season, and we'll move towards the solstice towards the later part of this month and then directly into the eclipses themselves. So you may have found that this new moon was a little bit more potent for you over this past week. Gemini rules the mind, so you might have found that your mind was on overdrive. A lot was getting kicked up in the mental realm for you. I found that the time, that point in between waking and sleeping, when we're kind of quieting ourselves down, is when the subconscious really comes out. And a lot of our mental energy, maybe things that we were suppressing during the day, start coming up and become really, really loud in that space. So you might have found that for you as well, that during that waking and sleeping portion, if you were getting sleep after this new moon and all the solar waves, that your mind was chattering and it was telling you all kinds of things. So we're having this suppressed energy of the subconscious arising right now as well. So it's a little bit of what I was speaking about in the last report of that contraction, expansion energy that occurs when we have a lot of energetic waves that come in and push out that old energy in order to expand. So we are kind of in that contraction after this new moon of pushing up some of that old stuff, this subconscious patterning, so that we can expand. And you may find that the second half of June is a little bit more expansive and expressive, creative, after we do some of that cleansing, after we do some of that pulling away of the cobwebs. So you might have found that the subconscious patterning was even playing out for you in a physical way as well. I know for myself, I've actually had some old injuries that have flared up over the past week that I haven't really dealt with in quite some time. So you might have found that as well, that some aches and pains were kind of being highlighted, things just shifting and realigning, but also popping up again to teach you what that pattern is, to really highlight, has this been fully dealt with? Has this been fully resolved? So just kind of moving through that, because everything occurs on the physical last. So as we integrate on an energetic level, it moves through all the layers of our field and then slowly starts to integrate into our physical bodies and release things there on a cellular physical level. So the subconscious patterns that we are looking at is clearing the way so that we can move more into what we truly want and what we truly need, and making decisions to move towards the things that bring us joy, to move towards the things that are healthy for us, and getting real with ourselves. Is there something in your life that you've maybe been avoiding or don't truly want to see the truth around it, the reality of it. Maybe it's a job that you're just despising and you don't like, but you're still there and just kind of sucking it up and holding on. Maybe it's the same with a relationship, of knowing in your truth that it doesn't feel quite right, but you're still clinging to it, maybe out of comfort or attachment. Or maybe it's something with your health, something you know you need to get checked out or look at. So eclipse season is all about getting real with yourself about the changes and shifts that you need to make in your life. And it's good to do it for yourself instead of having external circumstances, maybe reshaping things for you in an unexpected way, which eclipse season can tend to do if it is not meant for your path ahead. So kind of doing a reassessment of what is needed for your path and getting very real and honest with yourself of how you're truly feeling underneath. Is there something you're suppressing but you know is really true? Maybe it's a little tiny voice that you hear in the back of your mind, one that is free of fear, because the fearful voice is often connected to our ego. But if there's a voice that is speaking very clearly, but you've just been kind of putting it on the back burner and not listening, this could be the voice of reason. This is the voice of your higher self kind of nudging you. It's time to make a change. It's time to shift. And this season of Gemini is all about those new changes, those new shifts and beginnings. And much will be solidifying for us over the coming weeks. So I know there have been many of us that have just been waiting for things to start taking shape. We were talking about that in-between phase, and you'll start to see things really picking up speed and shaping a new life for yourself, and really having things turn into more of a harvest of all your efforts and everything that you have been putting towards. You will start seeing the effects of this over this summer. However, these changes that you implement over the summer, anything that you need to reflect upon, is very potent and powerful to shape the coming year ahead. So it's going to be an exciting week ahead, an exciting month for that matter. I hope that you are hanging in there. I know that mental chatter can be a real doozy at times, but I do encourage you, if you do not have a meditation practice, to really let that be your anchor. Anytime the storms of life are picking up, or the energies are releasing and your mind's just going haywire, to come back to that practice, to really come back to going within and defining that stillness within, because your still point will be your anchor in any kind of experience or transition in your life. So use that as your greatest tool, your greatest ally, because it will assist you in so many ways. If you're having a more difficult time and you're finding that your mind is going into a rather dark place, mental health issues can be arising at this time with all the mental chatter. So just check yourself. If you're going kind of in a downward spiral, do not be afraid to reach out for help. Do not put yourself into a box and let yourself go even further down that spiral, because there is help. You are not alone, and there are plenty of support networks and tools and people out there that can assist. So if you're having a difficult time at this moment, you can definitely reach out to me at enteleckyvisions.com, and you can connect to me there for support through remote sessions or in-person sessions in Arizona. Definitely feel free to ask any questions as well. I love to hear from you. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you for listening.